Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Once again, it's your girl, Shaliwa Dosumu. We're back on our show, Mirror House Concept. And today we're still on our topic. We have my very good friend. The topic actually is losing my religion. And I have an old friend here this morning. And as usual, I'm going to usher him in and have him introduce himself to you because he can do way better job than I can. So just hold on, stay tuned. Please don't go anywhere. This is going to be interesting. Hold on. It's your girl, Shaliwa Dosumu, Mirror House Concept. Holla at your girl. Any religious background or holla at your girl. Being you Christian, Muslim, Atheist, any religion, holla at your girl. Being you black, white, any cultural or ethnicity, holla at your girl. If you switched your religion to a different religion ever, holla at your girl. If you stop believing, holla at your girl. To share your story with the world, holla at your girl. Shaliwa Dosumu, holla at your girl. Let's talk about this Mirror House Concept. Holla at your girl. I got you. Holla at your girl.
Good morning. My name is Ademola Onamakinde. I reside in the United States, in Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm the CEO of our Pacific Transportation Service, a government contracting company. We operate in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. I'm married with three lovely kids, 2 boys and a girl. My first is in college, and I have the second is 12, and my beautiful queen, Fumilayo, she's 10.
That's good to hear. Okay, first of all, you're going to pay for the commercial. Anyway, also, can you tell us a little bit about your religious background? And I'll prefer not to mention church, like the name of a church. You can just say White Garment Church or a Pentecostal church or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was born into a traditional religion family.
Okay.
My great grandfather happened to be a traditional doctor.
Okay.
We migrated from Ogun State, Owu,
okay,
to Ondo State.
Okay.
And my father schooled at Ondo Divisional Teachers Training College back in the days in Ondo State. Moved to Lagos in the 60s. And let me just put it, I was born into a traditional family, a traditional religion family, which I really believe in.
Okay.
And fortunately, I still practice traditional religion.
Okay. Okay, so from birth you grew up with typical traditional religion. You did not change religion at any point in time. You've always been.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not at all.
Okay.
I did not at all.
Okay. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the traditional, the traditional religion you're talking about.
Well, before the white people came to Africa, we do have a religion that our forefathers believed in, and we have different deities, that we believed in. We have the Oshun, we have the Ifa, we have the Ogun worshippers, we have the Obatala worshippers, you have the Egungun worshippers, and I happen to come from the Ifa religion.
Okay.
I tell a lot of people about the Ifa, that before Google, there was Ifa.
Okay.
Before Aristotle, there was Ifa.
Okay.
You know, and we, especially we the Yorubas, we are kind of deviating from that tradition that we really believed in.
Okay.
You know, it's like when you have a baby back in the days, the first thing you do, you take the baby to the babalawo, so called in our dialect, like, oh, what are the do's and don'ts of this baby?
Okay.
What are the allergies that we call the AWO? It
Okay.
wasn't the white men that taught us about the AWO
Okay.
that we call allergy now. You
Okay.
know, and everything works perfectly.
Okay.
You know, we just need to go back to it, take our time, and understand what the religion is all about. The religion is not evil. I tell people, the religion is not evil. You know, in other religions, I mean, you'll find some other. I don't want, like you said, I don't want to mention pastor churches or mosque or the Muslims or no. Let's just concentrate on mine. Let's discuss about my religion. The traditional religion is not evil at all.
Okay.
If you take your time and do your research and you come to find out that there's nothing, there's nothing strange, there's nothing evil about it.
Okay. So, growing up, what are the things about the traditional religion that encouraged you to? Do you follow your parents to go, like your dad and your mom, to go and? Because I know you probably have some kind of gatherings that you do. You have meetings, or
Yes,
like what
yes,
we call church service. You have
yes.
gatherings that you do. So, what encouraged you to want to go when your parents say, okay, it's time to go do this? What are the things you think about as a kid that makes you want to be part of it?
It was the way of life.
Okay.
It was the way of life.
Okay.
The way I see all the worshippers, the way they love each other, you know, the way, I mean, it's a very, very beautiful festival when we are having the Ifa, Odu Ifa, we call it Odu Ifa. Very beautiful.
Okay.
Everybody will be praying, you know, you will be praying, everybody come with good tidings. Like, okay, you know what? This is the year that you want to talk to your elder. Your elder means your spiritual God.
Okay.
You know, we have a proverb in Yoruba that says, "Orila babo kato bosha." Like if you worship yourself,
Okay.
if you worship yourself, your ways will be open. You
Okay.
don't need nobody to pray for you. You can pray for yourself, and everything you ask for will always come to happen.
Okay. So, to flip the question the other way, what are the things that discourage you as a kid that make you not want to be there? Is there any point where you don't want to go? Like, I don't want to do this again today.
No, no,
Okay.
no. I still practice it this morning.
Okay. So, growing up, what are the parts of this belief that can that molded that helped in the molding to who you are today, that contributed to who the man you are today?
Well, I'll
Do you
put it this
have?
way: I have a role model
Okay.
that I look up to,
Okay.
and that happened to be my late father.
Okay.
I listen to him. I watch his way of life. You
Okay.
know, his belief, the
Okay.
way he treated people around him.
Okay.
You know, the way he embraced the culture.
Okay.
Say, my son, don't worry about it. Keep on doing good, and good will always come to you.
Mm,
You know, don't worry. Never think bad of anybody.
mm,
Just make sure you love everybody around you,
okay.
but always be steadfast.
Mm, that's
Always
a
be
good advice.
steadfast.
That's a good
Just
advice.
make sure you love everybody around you.
Mm,
Your leader, that is your supernatural being,
mm,
will always be behind you.
mm,
You know, don't worry about looking for a divine helper.
mm,
When you do good, your divine helper will come for you.
mm,
You don't need anybody to pray for you for your divine helper. You know what I mean? Don't worry. Do good and good things will come to you.
oh, that's good. So, my other question is, so is there at any point where maybe one of your parents decide to to dab into a different religion, or are they both into this, into the Ifa religion?
Yes, my mom tried to kind of push me over to the other side, and later, when I started growing up, I started kind of like comparing the two together. I started asking myself different questions.
Okay.
You know, it comes to, why are the Indians, why do they embrace their culture?
Okay.
Why are the Chinese, why are they still embracing their culture?
Okay.
Are we saying that all the people that worship Ogun or Batala before Christianity came to Nigeria, are they going to make heaven or they not?
Okay.
I started asking myself these questions. Like, okay, hold on. There's nothing wrong with this religion.
Okay.
It's my belief,
Mm.
and I don't see anything wrong with Christianity, but you can't force me, okay, because it's a good conversation. I always have good conversation with some of my friends that are pastors about the religion, and I always explain to them, when you come closer, I will explain some things that you don't understand.
Mm.
I was discussing with a friend of mine yesterday. I see a lot of Christians go into Chinese restaurant where they have their Buddha, their big belly Buddha there. They don't have no problem going there.
Mm.
But if you invite the same people to come into an African store that have the statue of Shongo, they will condemn it. They say, "Oh, don't go to that store. They are diabolic."
Mm. Mm.
You know.
Mm.
Well, we just need to understand the religion. There's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, I love it, and I've been introducing my children to it too.
Mm.
That the religion is not evil. My wife happened to be a very strong Christian, a very, very strong Christian. And I always tell her, Mama, come, this tradition, this is the way it is. There's nothing evil. Look at the way I live my life. The tradition have taught me that, say it the way it is, no matter who is in front of you. Don't deviate from saying the truth. Some people will like you, some people won't like you. I mean, I've gained a lot, from the tradition.
So, you said I just want to dab into this real quick. You said your wife is a strong Christian,
A
right?
very, very strong
So
Christian.
is there an issue between where you like, okay, you can't go to church, you have to do, because I know the African culture says you have to do the religion of the husband. So have you in any time said, okay, you know what, you have to come with me and do this Ifa religion? Or has that Ifa religion ever been a problem, or Christianity in your home ever been an issue between the two of you?
No, no. I
I
give
like
her the freedom to do whatever she wants, and she knows that it's going to be very difficult to change my thought, my mentality. I mean, I'm sold out.
okay.
I'm sold out. I believe in my traditional religion a lot.
Okay. Um, have you ever, as a kid, when your mom, you said your mom swerved and tried
Yeah, she tried. Yeah.
church, right?
Yes.
So did she bring you along with her? Do you ever go with her to church?
Yeah, at times then. Don't get me wrong, I still go to some churches here. If I'm being invited, I will go to church, I will listen to their preaching. I mean, I do that. But that doesn't mean because I go there, but I know my religion.
Okay.
I'm a traditional worshiper.
So when you go with your mom to church, do you talk to other kids about this?
No, I was growing up. I haven't made up my mind then.
Oh, okay, okay.
Growing up, I haven't made up my mind then. But later in life, when I started growing up, I can now deviate so many things like, wow, all these things are not matching.
Okay.
All these things are not matching. I'd rather stay here. This is where I'm comfortable. This is what I really grew up in. I can't fake it at this age. Who will like you, no matter what.
Yeah.
You can be a Christian and people will like you. You can be a Muslim and people will like you. You know what I mean? This is me. This is who I am, and I'm not gonna fake it.
I like asking more about you as a child because
Okay.
it's a way of tapping into the root of what molded you into who you decide to be today. Nothing wrong with the religion you're practicing. That's your belief, which is perfect. Remember, we had this conversation and you're like,
Right.
okay, I know you're a Christian. Are you going to have a problem? And I said, listen,
Exactly.
This platform is for you to speak up, to speak the truth, to voice out your opinion of who you are and your belief. So, but as a kid, being that your dad practiced a lot of Ifa and the African Ifa religion, do you have, is there a point in time where you have friends to say, don't go to their house, this is what they do, evil things and stuff like that? Or even growing, now that you're grown, and do you have friends that just say, you know what, do you stay in your house, please, don't bring that here?
Well, I mean, none of my friends have. I mean, they haven't come to me yet, but I can feel some people kind of like, you know, withdrawing a little bit because I'm very outspoken about it. Some people are leaving. I mean, I have some friends that are traditional worshippers too, but they are hiding. They are still kind of hiding in the closet. You know, in the morning they might go to church, but when we have deep discussion about some certain things. And I'll tell them, I mean, hey, try to communicate with your inner spirit. Talk to your leader, pray about it when you wake up in the morning. And it works for me. When I wake up in the morning, I held onto my head and I pray. And my spiritual being helped me out.
So every religion have their own like the Christian have the Bible, the Muslim have the Quran, right? You have your own kind of guidebook. I'm going to call it a guidebook.
Yes.
Who taught you how to use that? Is it a family member, or do you have like a school or like classes that you take or some kind of training to practice your religion?
Ifa doesn't have a book. We have the Meridilogun, that is called the Okpele.
Okay.
You consult the oracle. The oracle will tell you your do's and don'ts, and you have to always be around the elders that know a lot about this thing. It's a way of life.
Okay.
Like my father, like I said, growing up around my father, you know, I listened. He was a very smart man.
Okay.
He would tell you, say, don't ever think ill about anybody.
Okay.
Don't ever, because that might be an obstruction to your own elevation in the future. When your friends are doing good, be happy with them. When you share with people around you. Have 100% humility, you know. And I saw all this thing because he practiced it himself, you know, and I fell in love with it. You know, he's not a kind of a person that will hate you and will play with you. He tell you straight up, hey, you know what you did is not right. You know, and that's him. And that's the kind of person I am right now. So we consult the Ifa oracle. We don't have a book, but it's a way of life. Because you have your do's and don'ts. It's either you do good or you do bad. And we always try to do good.
Okay, what I mean, okay, so who taught you how to consult the oracle? Because I know you will have guidelines into what you say or how you, if I want to pray now, I know how to kneel down and pray in the closet of in my closet and pray and talk to God, right? So who taught you how to consult the oracle, how to pray in the Ifa? I'm sorry, I don't want to use the wrong.
I do understand. I understand your question. Yes. I'm not a babalawo. Okay. I have a spiritual father. Okay. Like the pastors, you know, you have when you have a problem, you go to your pastors. We have the babalawo, who happens to be the Ifa priest. Okay. I've known him since when I would say probably, since the day that I was born. Okay. So I always relate with him. But I mean, we the traditional worshipers, we do pray. We do pray. You know what I mean? We just have our own special way of praying. The same way the Christian pray. We pray too. Every morning we have to pray.
So that prayer, who taught you how to pray?
My father.
Okay.
My
I mean,
father.
I know you said it already. I just wanted to
Oh
like point
yes.
that
Oh,
out.
that man can pray from. I remember when he was alive. He started praying like around 5 o'clock till around 10 every morning. From
So
5 a.m. till 10 every day.
so you talked a lot about your dad. I want to shift to your mom for a little bit. So does your mom, when your mom, I know you said at some point she kind of changed her religion into to go to church. During that time, did your dad say you can't do that, or
No,
was he supportive of that?
no, my father will let you do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, my mom is she's still a Christian. She still carry her Bibles around.
Oh,
She
okay.
try at times she'll at times she try to kind of like, what happened to them? They were like, what can I do to make you change up? I said, don't worry.
So when you were young, does she take you to church?
She tried to, but I mean, like I said, I was young. I mean, you can't decide on where you want to go. If
Yeah.
your mom want to take you somewhere,
Yes.
she'll take you.
Yes.
If your dad want to take you anywhere, he will always take you.
So,
But I preferred the traditional religion growing up.
okay, so when you had the opportunity to go to church and go to the traditional religion.
Exactly.
Okay, so when you became of age, you chose the path you want to go on.
Exactly. And I
Okay.
participated, I mean, fully with my dad.
Okay. So uh tell us a little bit more about your kids. You told me that your kids are that you're teaching them the traditional way. Does your wife take them to church too?
Oh yes. Oh yes, she does. But like my eldest son, I mean, he's 22.
Okay.
He's very interested in the traditional religion. He
Okay.
was opportune to, I mean, my father was alive when I had him.
Oh, okay.
So he remembered some things that my father used to give him, some things my father used to discuss with him, some
Okay.
things that he saw in his room. So
Okay.
he's always asking me about, oh, daddy, this, and we always have discussion about it. So now he's always interested.
Oh, okay.
He's interested now.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. So is there okay. Have there been any time where you look back and say, I should have been doing this a long time ago. I shouldn't have gone to church with my mom. Is there any time you sit back and say, or there's a time in church that you actually enjoyed and say, okay, I like this one about church?
Not really. Not really. See, me growing up and leaving Nigeria to come to United States in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
where there is no father, no mother, I
Mm-hmm.
started having flashback. I started watching people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Started watching the way of life of people.
Okay.
And I come to think of it, I say, you know what? I think I'm more comfortable in with this religion.
Okay.
I mean, I went to different churches here in America,
Okay.
but later I just decided that, you know what, let me just be me. Let God judge me when I'm gone.
So is
But
it
my
that,
thing is,
go ahead, go ahead.
say I would try to be the best that I could be.
Okay.
You know? So I don't want people to judge me based on watch my way of life and judge me with the way I live my life.
Mm. Okay, I like that. As a Christian too, it's not what I always say, it's not what comes out of my mouth that makes me a child of God. Is who I am, my
Exactly.
attitude, my behavior. I have to let Christ show Christ through the way I live my life. So I do understand where you're coming from. So you said coming. I forgot the question I wanted to ask you, but um, is there a, is you when you said okay, when you went to church, is there any is it that you just don't, you feel like you don't fit in, or you just feel like the people in it's the people in church that kind of discouraged your, like, change your mind, say, you know what, this one gives me peace, let me just go for this? Is that it?
I've seen a lot. I don't want to touch that topic because it's very, very deep and very, very, but I've seen a lot of things that I know that I think it's better for me to stay where I'm at.
Okay.
Because one thing that Ademola will not tolerate is when you try to play on my intelligence.
Hmm.
I won't tolerate it. I'm not wired like that. I'm a
Okay.
very vocal person.
Okay.
If you preach about something and I know what you touched is very, very wrong, and we are close, I will come to you. Pastor Shalewa, that topic, you know, I don't think, that's me.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong in that, because even the Bible says, it says we should fight, get knowledge and have understanding. So don't like, in everything you do, get knowledge. Be knowledgeable in areas. If you're taught something in church, go back home, read your Bible, build on it, and see and hold on to the truth. So I'm just paraphrasing the
You're
when
you're
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 supposed
you're,
to
you're
do this.
right. You're right.
I'm just
I'm
paraphrasing.
You're right.
So yeah. So if you want to advise, if I give you, like, okay, I want to give you a chance to advise people that maybe they're struggling now between religions. No, I don't want to be specific, that they're struggling to either, you know what, maybe they've had an experience of the Ifa religion, or Muslim religion, or Christian, that they're in between, they're trying to figure out who they are. Can you, what will you say to them?
I will tell you something. Let me being a Yoruba man, we believe in checking, we call it I think it's called, when you are born, you go to the Babalawo and they will check what your future will look like. A lot of us, we've forgotten about the culture of our culture. We need to go back now. Do your research. There are a lot of fake Babalawo out there, don't get me wrong. But do your research deeply. Search yourself. Ask questions. Call your mom. Mom, is there anything that we are doing in our family before? Is there any shrine? Is there any culture? Is there any religion that we are doing? Because you see, all these things will always come back to affect our life.
I see.
It always come back.
Hold one second. I want to ask a question, because I believe that culture is separate. I might be wrong. That's my opinion. I believe that culture is separate. Religion is separate. Do you guys, do you believe that also, or you just believe that the Ifa religion is it has to do with culture?
It has to do with your traditional culture.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if you can't separate your religion from your culture. If it
Why
is your
not?
culture, I'll tell you this. If your culture says you have to be on your knees when you are worshiping this deity, when you are worshiping Shango, you have to give Shango Orogbo.
Oh, so the culture of the religion.
Exactly. It's
Oh, okay. I
there.
was thinking like culture. Okay, now I get it. Like culture of the religion. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Oh yeah, every religion has its own culture. So I
Exactly.
now
I mean,
understand what you're talking about.
it's just like, the culture of the Catholics. They have their culture. They have to give the bread and
Yeah.
the wine. You know what I'm saying? But you
The
can't separate
communion.
it. Exactly. And you can't separate it from the religion, though.
Okay. No. I was thinking culture as in culture. Now I get called the culture of the religion. So
Exactly.
now I get that. I get what you're talking about. Okay. So have you had any, okay, at that crossroad when you were thinking, you know what, in the church where you were thinking, this is not for me. And I'm sure there are people in that position right now thinking, I can't fit in here, in the mosque, in the church, in Ifa religion, they're thinking I don't fit in here. Can you kind of shine a light on what helped you in making your decision? Maybe that will help someone else that listens to this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I do. I mean, we should have relationship with our elders in the family. Okay, it helps.
Okay.
You know, and do research about yourself.
Okay.
You know, it's just like when a doctor prescribes a medication for you. Because metformin works for Mr. A doesn't mean metformin will work for Mr. B.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Because you have to do your research.
Okay.
Ask questions.
Okay.
I tell people, doctors are human beings.
Okay.
I don't follow immediately what a doctor tells me. I ask my doctors too. Okay. Oh, use this medication. What are the side effects? After prescribing the medication, I will go back and do a deep research about the side effects. Okay. Because there's no way the doctor will touch all the side effects of the medication at that time. So I take my time, go and do my research, and find out the side effect of the medication. So the same thing goes with the religion. Do your research. Don't blame the religion. Don't judge the religion based on the Yoruba movies that you are watching. Oh, they are always using people for sacrifice. Oh, they are always doing this. You know what I'm saying? So don't base your judgment based on the Nigerian movies you are watching. Do your research. It's there. Make phone calls. People will enlighten you about it. Like I always tell people, how come the Chinese still embrace their culture and their superpowers? How come the Indians embrace their culture and their superpowers? And we are running away from ours. I was asking someone a question the other day. I said, Nigeria spends millions to travel to Israel to go and visit River Jordan because they believed in it. And we have Oshun Oshogbo there. Who created Oshun Oshogbo? Was it devil or God that created Oshun Oshogbo?
I don't know.
I mean, it's there. The Oshun River was not a man-made river. Was created by God. Likewise, River Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so why are we not embracing that our culture? You know, we have to think deep. Think deep. The same faith you are having, have it our own culture too.
So if you, because this is not only this is not only for Nigerians. Let's say for people, for every culture, every ethnic group, everybody, black, white, green, purple, everybody. What advice would you give?
It will still go back to the research. Look at our Yoruba tradition. It's been embraced in Cuba, in Brazil, in some part of
Nigerians.
I mean, no. I mean by the Brazilians.
Okay.
But if you do your research well, they have a trace of coming out from they are Yorubas.
Okay.
You know, they're embracing the culture in Brazil, in Cuba, in Venezuela, in some part of Ecuador. Go to Togo, you know, go to Benin Republic. I mean, it's there. Some part of Ghana, the Ghan's people, they are Yoruba people. They still practice the indigenous religion. You know, but we that were born there, it's like we are just shying away from it. It is not, you know, do your research. I keep on telling people it's not an evil religion.
Okay. But okay, so it's not, but I know it's not every Nigerian that is born into that Ifa religion. You understand what I'm saying? There are a lot of Nigerians that their parents, they're Christians. Like me, growing up, my grandfather is a Christian. That's on my mother's side. I remember my grandfather was a choir master at a church, but he went to Methodist. My grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness. And my mom, of course, my mom was a White Garment Church member. I grew up in White Garment Church, but now I go to Pentecostal church. So I don't have any connection. It's not everybody that have connection with that Ifa religion.
But if you
down the
listen
line,
to what you said,
down the line, go ahead.
If you see what you said, you started from your grandfather.
My grandfather, that's who I know.
Exactly. But I can see in Yoruba, we have a say that says Bomodio Babato Abaroba.
No. That's what I was gonna say, that down the line, somebody somewhere is connected to that religion. You understand? Somebody somewhere is connected to that religion. So I have you had an experience because your dad connected you to that religion. And when you grow up, like, you have your choice to choose your religion. You understand what I'm saying? So if let's say your son is, I like the way you said your son is embracing this religion. If your other kids grow up and say, Dad, no, I want to be Christian, or I want to be, or even your daughter becomes a pastor, are you going to have a problem with that?
I would tell you, I would give them the freedom to choose. But one thing that I would do, I always need to be a role model to my kids. Okay. Which is a good thing. Being a role model, they will look at me and say, you know what, Daddy, with all this prayer every morning, opening shinap, opening this drink, praying every time for us. We have to go on our knees, even we don't understand what he's saying. But wow, this man with his prayer. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I always talk about it with them, because you don't know when they're going to listen. My father always talk about, you don't know when they're going to listen. You don't know when they're going to, like, my son is in college. My son is the vice president of ASA, I think the African whatever culture.
Student Association, something like that.
Yes, yeah, the ASA in
African
in his college. Yes, he's the vice president, and he always discusses with them. And I like that. I said, listen, let people know who you are. Don't live a fake life. Let people know where you stand, so that people won't go behind and find out, oh, he's not really a Christian. This is what he does. No, let people know from the day one that this is you.
Which is good, which is a good thing. Be you.
Yes.
Say the Bible says sort out your own religion. So it's up to you. Let you
exactly. I don't have problem with other religions, but please respect my own religion. There are some things, the people that brought Christianity to Nigeria, if you look how Christianity came to Nigeria, believe in me, which we don't want to talk about today, and you will kind of think about it like, are you sure the people that did this to us really came with the right religion? Are you sure they gave us the right religion? You understand what I'm saying? Because I remember back in the days, in Yoruba kingdom, when you take your goods, you go to the market, you don't have to stay at the market now. You just leave the cowries there, and nobody will steal. Nobody will steal, because they know that, okay, you know what, the tradition doesn't permit you to steal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. I have a question though. It might be, so in your religion, so do you, because I've watched some shows, like you said, it's the
Nigerian movie, right?
Nigerian movies where I know about anything about that. And I've watched shows where they're praising the devil. I'm talking about, because Eshu is the devil in Yoruba, right?
Well, that was what Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowder did to Eshu.
Okay.
He made Eshu is not the devil.
Okay.
I tell people, Eshu is like Shongo, Eshu is like Obatala, Eshu is like, it's Eshu is like an idol too. It's not like the same Satan that they were talking in the Bible.
Okay, so, but do you believe that it's Satan, or you don't?
Satan.
Yeah.
That Christianity believe there is a Satan. I believe that there is issue.
Oh, okay. So does your religion embrace issue also, or I'm curious, and I'm sure people out there are curious also.
Issue, I will say it again. Issue is like Shango. It's an idol. Okay. That we pray to it, that issue. I don't come to my family and disrupt my family.
Okay.
The same way the Christian prays about some negative forces.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? The same thing we believe.
Okay. So so in other words, you do cast and bind too.
We don't cast and bind. We pray against it. We don't cast and bind. We pray. We don't cast and bind. It's our issue. Please don't. I don't want to call it. That is the English definition. I don't want to call it Satan.
Okay.
Let me just call it issue.
Okay. So you guys don't believe in Satan at all?
I mean, Satan is Satan, but issue is issue.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Eh?
So they're not the same thing. They're not the same.
I did being Samuel Ajayi Crowder, call Shango the devil.
Okay.
That is who we are going to be calling
the devil. Okay. I understand now.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Another thing, I did being Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to say this. I did being Jesus Christ was killed with a gun. Are we going to have his body resting on the gun?
What is that? I don't understand that.
Like Jesus Christ was crucified.
Yeah.
That's why we have the cross around us. I did mean Jesus Christ was killed with a gun those days. Are we going to have his body resting on a gun?
Well, he wasn't killed by a gun. So
exactly.
And even wearing a cross, to me, wearing a cross is a fashion thing for me. In the white garment church, yes, wearing a cross symbolizes something. But for me, when I wear my cross now, it's for fashion. I believe he was crucified, he was dead, he was buried, and I believe in that because I'm a Christian. You understand? And that not only because I'm a Christian, but because I believe that. I believe he rose again for my sins. He died for me. You understand what I'm saying? He took sickness and gave me health and all that. I believe in that. But when I wear cross, wearing a cross does not symbolize that, okay, look at me, I'm a Christian. No, that's not, because my Christianity is not outside. If it's outside, Judas Iscariot wouldn't need to give Jesus a kiss for identification.
True.
He didn't wear his religion outside. He dressed like everybody else. So for me, wearing a cross is just it's beautiful. I like it. It's for fashion. It doesn't protect me. I don't believe it. It doesn't do all that. It's fashion. But that's my opinion. Like you said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's my opinion. That's my belief. So and I like all the things you said. So just
So issue is not, you know what I mean? I think you understand where I'm coming from.
I understand what you're saying now, because I've heard that over and over. I'm like,
if it is not for Samuel Ajayi Crowder, that called issue the Satan. I did mean he used Shango as issue. What I've been calling Shango now, the issue.
See, I didn't know that. I grew up to say, okay, and the Yoruba for devil is issue. That's what I grew up knowing.
Exactly.
So, I mean, now you taught me something new, right? I want to say big thank you for when you saw my my note on Facebook and you contacted me that you're interested in this. I am so happy and I'm honored that you decide to participate, and you're transparent. I love the transparency. That's what I don't want people coming here and pretending. I like that. Transparency. Tell me this is me, and this is what you want to do, which is not. I like I tell people, if Christianity work for you, hold on to it. If Muslim work for you, hold. Once again, just introduce yourself. you can do a better job than I can. So introduce yourself, and I hope the next time I call you, you'll be ready to
I will.
tell
I'll
us
be.
more of this.
I'll be willing. I'll be willing to come on air again with you anytime. I remain Ademola Onomakinde. Please do your research about our traditional religion. Isheshe Lagbao, and please do your research. Indigenous tradition is not evil. Please do a deep research about it, and you'll never regret it.
Thank you so much, Demola, and you have a wonderful, and stay safe out there, please.
Oh,
and you have
I'm about to go into my doctor's. I'm having this discussion right in front of my doctor's office, so there's no problem.
You have a wonderful day.
You do the same.
Hope to talk to you soon.
Okay.
And once again, it's your girl Shaliwa Dosumu, and I say, stay safe and peace.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.